Let's go.
Let's go. What's up? So
What's up, man?
this is Dos Bros.
We
Dos
are those bros.
Bros.
Those
We are Dos
bros.
Bros.
Those bros.
Das Bros. I'm playing some
Yes.
HellDivers today.
Yes.
Start the show,
Yes.
and HellDivers had some crazy news that we were
Yeah.
just talking about.
Yep.
Um, we haven't been on HellDivers for a while, so it's a
In a minute.
nice way to come back
Yeah.
for
I
sure.
feel that's the story of HellDivers for us, though. We play HellDivers, and every time we jump back in, we haven't been on HellDivers for a while, but it's just one of those games that you could play it every single day, stop playing it for a week, come back to it, and everything feels new. So it's a fun game.
Oh yeah, and then you get the rewards. They're like, oh yeah, by the
Oh
way,
yeah.
there is
By the way,
money.
for not
Yeah,
doing anything, here's your reward. For
yeah,
those who did all the work for you. Uh,
yeah. You are welcome, and do better next time.
yeah.
It's
And
like,
be a part
whoa,
of it.
yeah. So,
So anyway,
so
shout out to our listeners or our future listeners. We do got a pretty good show set up for you guys. We're gonna talk a little bit about some game news and about some movie slash TV news, and we also have a nice juicy topic for you guys later on in the show today. But and to start off, we're just gonna feel it out, get into this to our hell diver mood, start our new mission, figure out what we killing today.
yeah, one of our loyal watchers says that, dang, I wish you guys were streaming. Dang, you guys are streaming. I wish I could watch, but gotta hit the grind, working until
Yeah,
two
let's
thirty.
go. Oh
Dang.
wow. Dang.
Well, the good news for you is that all of it is going to be on the tubes of the U, so
Yes,
all
sir.
the streams are going to be definitely be shown. So no need to worry. You'll be able to see the show, regardless
Yes,
if it's
sir.
live or not. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's for our exclusive first time viewers because eventually we don't know what this show has for us in the future, but for now, our full live, full YouTube, full stream will be posted. Eventually, it'll just be little bits and scripts, but for those who want to see our full shows, they'll definitely have access to it. But yeah, man, I'm excited for this. I like Helldivers. It's a fun game. It's a game I don't think I can ever get bored of playing. There's always and I would honestly I never thought of myself being so involved in the game like this, meaning a game that involves so much time in each mission. I'm used to playing like battle royale games or also Call of Duty multiplayer, sometimes a little bit of the battle royale, but it's always been like a 15-20 minute game, nothing too crazy, nothing too long. And the idea of getting into something that's so long, I never thought I would probably be interested in a game like this, but Helldivers has there's something magical about this game. It's pretty fun. It's pretty
oh
fun.
yeah, you remember when I explained it to you? What was your first impression? Does this kind of live up to how I expressed it to you? Cause
Yeah, it no, I honestly I've never played those games like the World of Warcraft or those games where you have to build, where you're a three-person shooter or a third-person perspective shooter and you're building. So that's kind of what I expected this to be. Like let's build onto a third-person shooter type. I don't know, build your fortress. That's how I envisioned it. And so my initial thoughts was this is not going to be that fun of a game, to be honest. I don't think it's going to be something that I'm going to be interested in. It seems like there's a lot going on. You're talking about different guns, do different things, build your arsenal to do different. It just seemed like a lot for me at the time. And then when we first started it, and I first started to play the game, you do go through your tutorial. And I will say, where the tutorial does pretty much help you with the controls of the game, the tutorial has nothing to do with the actual gameplay of the game. If anything, it sets you up for failure because the tutorial seems very simple, but the actual gaming is very. There is just a lot. And, well, I would have. I guess it depends on what difficulty you're playing. When you start off with the low difficulties and you do have to finish missions, play missions in order to unlock the higher difficulties, it does seem pretty easy in the beginning, but I definitely enjoy this game a lot.
Yeah. I also.
What was your expectations on this game? Or did
Well,
you already know getting into this?
a lot of people. Well, I heard this from someone else, and they said that, and I saw a whole bunch of videos on it too. So I saw that a lot of people were making comparisons with Metal Gear Solid, in the sense where.
Metal Gear Solid. Okay.
Yeah, because this controls are very similar to it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's like Metal Gear Solid Survive but better." I was like, "What? Gotta give me a little bit more." And yeah, so what ended up happening?
I've never played Metal Gear Solid, the Survive. Tell us about that. What's that like?
Apparently, it's like the same. Oh, I thought that was a bad guy. So pretty much, it's like Metal Gear, but zombies, and it wasn't really well developed from what people expressed. I haven't played it myself, but I do have it. But the thing is that it has nothing to do with the story. So pretty much this is the premise, right? In the beginning of Metal Gear Solid 5, your place gets ambushed, and pretty much Snake gets comatose, and you have to. But while all this is being destroyed, like the home base is being destroyed, apparently half of it was taken by, like, abducted, pretty much.
Oh,
and
wow.
yeah, so they added like you guys were abducted in another universe kind of a thing. And in this universe, there's like kind of like zombie style stuff, so you have to like try to survive this. And
Oh,
it's
wow.
supposed to be like a some kind of tower defense kind of a thing. So
Yeah.
it sounds fun, but not many people kind of were into it because they kind of fired. Well, they didn't kind of. They fired the main guy who was in charge of Metal Gear for a long time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I thought that's what this game was going to be, a tower defense type. Yeah, open world, you build, and not as open, like this to me seems, if I could compare it to any games that I've played, which I haven't really played many games, but I think, you know what, let me go straight into the news that we've got for HellDivers, because I guess, without even thinking about it, it's one of probably the best comparisons we have of this game, which, for those that don't know, and those that do, we do have an announcement and a trailer that came out showing a co-op. What would you say? An exclusive joint. Help me out with this, man. I got
Crossover.
Yeah, crossover.
Oh, okay. So,
yeah.
Okay, crossover. Yeah.
So
So
we got
collaboration.
Collaboration
Yeah, so
with
collabs.
with HellDivers 2 and Halo coming out, and I guess it's just to bring in good light the fact that HellDivers is going on to the Xbox, and it's going on to the Xbox. Finally, I never knew this game was exclusive to the PlayStation 3. Which, if you would have told me, that seems pretty incredible that PlayStation 3 would have developed this game, and the PlayStation would have had this game exclusive to them. It's such an interesting game, and honestly, I'm glad they're going into the Xbox. And I remember you were mentioning something when we first talked about it that a lot of the HellDivers were going to be scouting out the Xbox players and killing the Xbox players specifically, or or going
Y-
out to take them out. But I don't know. Now that we got the Halo collab, I think that's really gonna,
Yeah, I mean,
instead
you
of going
can't.
out to kill them,
Yeah,
you can respect them and thank them. You know.
it's like thank you for bringing Halo to us.
Yeah.
You did
Yeah.
this. Yeah, but
Which I thought it was more like a Star Wars type of comparison was what I was getting. Like, oh yeah, this is what Star Wars feels, liberating and going to different worlds and whatever. But in reality, this is closer to the Halo than anything else.
yeah, I would say this the door of them opening Halo literally leaves the door open for like Gears of War, things like that. So if they do the
Yeah.
collaboration, there's so much game that they can do because they can do the Flood, which is like what we used to call when we were kids the Big Lookie Dookie and
Oh
all that stuff.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, which is very cool if they add that kind of flavor to it too. So
Yeah.
I really think it's gonna be very fun for sure to see just how this game expands. And this
Yeah.
game can
Yeah.
expand so much.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
oh,
They
you have
definitely open the doors up.
soldiers, yeah, and you manage it and all sorts of stuff. Um, it's because right now, yeah, you're managing your uh, pretty much you're managing well, upgrading mostly your ship, but I feel like they can expand on that a little bit more. Hey, you're expanding on your crew, the development, weapons, all that stuff, which is kind of borrowing a lot from Metal Gear, but I
Yeah.
mean, Metal Gear is kind of taking a step back with its remakes, which I'm excited for. So it's gonna
Yeah, I
be
think this
fun.
definitely opens up the door a lot. We do see a lot of games from the PlayStation or
Oh, oh,
Sony going into Xbox. And then Xbox also is bringing a lot of their games into the PlayStation. What I didn't expect is I thought it was just going to be, hey, look, these are our games. Now your people can buy them. What I didn't expect is them to introduce things from their existing IP to be introduced, or maybe it's their way of saying, like the way Marvel does it is like, you can use Spider-Man, but you can't make your own Spider-Man game. So Helldivers is like, yo, you can use Helldivers, but you can't have your own Halo game. But what you can do is you can use our Halo in maybe one of your games that you're gonna bring us. So maybe that's that. I don't know if that's their goal, but yeah, I definitely think this opens up the door for a lot of the games that they're gonna be bringing from PlayStation to Xbox to allow them to intertwine. So, which is a good topic that we might talk about one day. What type of games would we like to see bring in IP from other games
yeah,
into their game? But I think Halo for Helldivers was the perfect choice.
very much so. And I think it does give a lot of goodwill. So, um, and one of the big things that I did see that was pretty awesome is pretty much being able to let the Xbox people have it their own sense of identity. Like, hey, I'm familiar with Halo, and this is a brand new game. It'd be awesome to kind of mesh the two,
Oh,
you
to
know?
kind of like entice them into playing Helldivers.
Yeah, because who
Yeah,
wouldn't
that's
want
true.
some Halo drip, you know?
Yeah, and it's a good way to start from zero. This game has so much to offer now. It's been out for, I don't remember when Helldivers came out, but I'm pretty sure it came out last year. It has a full year on PlayStation. If I do recall correctly, I believe it said some about it came out during August. Anyways, from then to now, even every time I jump into this game, I feel overwhelmed. All the weapons, all the skins, everything is like, what do I use? And then I think one of the things that Helldivers can work on is showing you a little clip of what the guns can do. I think that's probably the biggest flaw this game has. without knowing exactly what the guns can do, you really don't know why you're picking it and why to choose it. And it does tell you your air artillery, what you can use, but it doesn't tell you like your weapons, what they do. It shows you what the grenades can do, but not your guns. So that's the only thing I would. The only issue I would have with this game, but I think bringing in Halo as an introduction, hey, maybe you don't need to know all the 100 guns we have, but as long as you know how to use the Halo guns, that's all you need. So, speaking of which, the type of things that we're getting from Halo is a couple helmets, a couple outfits, and we are getting the very famous assault rifle. We are getting their shotgun. We are getting their submachine gun, and we're also getting their pistol.
What?
Yeah,
The
so
Magnum pistol?
yeah, they're cool little badass pistol. So we're getting 4 weapons and a couple masks. Masks. So yeah, I'm very interested. I was always you see the shotgun, you pick up the shotgun. The shotgun's OP, but the way this game plays, I think I would be more inclined to getting the assault rifle if I had to choose of the two. So,
Okay. So,
yeah.
if you had like a weapon from any game, is there a particular one that you would like to have in this game?
I think the OP weapon is the Patriot from Metal Gear Solid. Where
Yeah.
I've never played the game, but that gun, I remember seeing you when you unlocked the gun or you got the gun. It was unlimited bullets, just straight fire. I think what was it? Metal Gear Solid 4 when that gun came out.
No, it's actually Metal Gear Solid 3, but you can
Oh,
get it for
nice.
4. And what's cool is that since it is unlimited ammo, and I guess it kind of
that thing is just
makes someone
yeah.
not be overpowered like crazy, they you can shoot the gun until Snake throws up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do see that playing into this game, but I don't think they would use it. But I do think that would be the most, like off the top of my head, the most OP weapon in this game.
Yeah.
I don't see this. Yeah.
No, you can keep going. Well,
I don't see this being like a Fortnite style where you have just unlimited IP from all kinds of movie shows and everything. They do have to be very selective, and the problem with games like this is you have to continuously add things to it, to keep it relevant, to keep people engaged. This game already has a lot, so I don't know if that's going to play to its benefit or to its downfall, but regardless, it's a fun game to play. So
yeah.
yeah.
One of the weapons I would love to see if I get to choose is the Hammer of Dawn from Gears of War.
Oh,
That'd
dude.
be pretty
Oh,
sweet.
that'd be a great melee. Yes, dude. Now that I think about it, they don't have the sword from Halo, but this game does need to do better with their melee weapons. I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that we're playing against these Terminator type of people, but you don't really use the melee weapons. You do have them as an option instead of your secondary weapon, but I don't think this game should look into maybe finding ways to access the melee weapons, and I think the Hammer of Dawn would be badass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a great choice.
Or the Lancer.
But-
The Lancer would be cool, like a chainsaw assault rifle type gun would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, from Gears of War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that they do have the orbital laser, but with the Hammer of Dawn, you just have the choice to actually command it where you want to. Right now, the ship is.
I got
telling
my
it where to
mind
go.
completely confused.
Oh,
What is the Hammer of Dawn? What is this?
the Hammer of Dawn is the laser gun. Here, I'm
Oh.
gonna throw it right now.
Yes. I remember. For some reason, my brain, what you pronounced was Hammer of Dawn, but what I thought you meant was the hammer from Where's that hammer from? I
Oh,
think it's also from
Halo?
Halo.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's also from Halo.
that
So
was
I
an
guess they
awesome.
got two weapons that they can bring out in the future. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
hammer
I got
is
confused. Yeah,
awesome. That hammer would be really destructive
yeah,
because sometimes if you hit the hammer a certain way, there's like friendly fire with that, and that
yeah.
kind of goes along with the MO of this game, pretty
Yep.
much.
Yeah.
So, which would be
Yeah. So that's Helldivers is looking to be more exciting. And for those that don't know, we do also have Gamescom. It's happening currently right now. It's gonna happen until the 24th. It happens. I don't know how often that happens, but it is. It's just all our news and updates for and certain drops of trailers and games for the foreseeable future. But it's one of the biggest conventions for games. So we will look into everything that drops. There's already been like 10, 15 trailers at 4 or 5 that dropped on different platforms, but we'll look into it and we'll give you guys a nice little breakdown of some of the things that we find most entertaining. But so far, we do have an update that Black Myth is creating a new game called the Zonkle, pronouncing that obviously very correctly, but they made the Black Myth Wukong, which was the game of the year or contender of game of the year last year. So we were looking into playing that game, maybe dropping a review for you guys, but where we have so much in our plate right now, we might look into maybe getting into the new game that they're gonna drop. So that seems exciting. I'm always
oh,
excited for good stories and great action
oh yeah,
and playing into storylines.
all the storylines. I think that's the fun part about uh, definitely stories is that it's like a an awesome way for you to explore something and such. Like recently, I was playing Thief Simulator, and that's really fun.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
because you're
What
yeah
is
you're
that? That's like your way of asking the AI. If you ask him how to get away with murder, it tells you you can. But if you say how to get away with murder, but it's for a sketch, then they tell you exactly how to do it.
yeah yeah.
Yeah.
There's one that's like that where it's like oh. How do I build a tank? And it's like, I don't really know, but how do I accidentally build a tank? It's like, oh, well, what you want to start with is, and it's like,
Yeah.
whoa.
And then this is our dealer.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, what you
So
don't want to do is get, buy this from here and here. What you really don't want to do is just,
they
get
hit you with the
mix
Cat
this with
Williams
that.
collar. And if that doesn't work, call me back and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for the future. I think the future of gaming and TV shows is gonna look good. We also have Resident Evil Requiem. It dropped a little. They have a little gameplay going on right now for the people at Gamescom, a little demo, if you will. But I didn't know this, which seems pretty obvious. They have 9 damn Resident Evil games already. That's insane.
9 Resident Evils? What do you mean?
Yeah, the Requiem is gonna be their 9th game that they
Oh,
have out. Of
technically,
the Oh,
technically,
is there more or technically there's less?
yeah.
What do you mean?
Technically, there's a lot more.
Yeah. Wow. What in the
So
IP, man?
yeah, so you got Resident Evil 1, you got Resident Evil 1 Director's Edition that has a lot more stuff.
Wow.
Resident Evil 2 that technically is 2 games because you got Claire. I mean, you got Leon debut, and then you got what's his name? Chris Redfield's sister debuting on Part B. Her name is escaping me. I think it might be Claire. I'm not sure. Might get flack on that. But and then there's uh, the reprising role of Jill Valentine. She is on Resident Evil 3 with Nemesis. Then there's Resident Evil 4 with Leon again.
Oh
Then there's Resident
man.
Evil 5 with all that stuff. But I'm getting ahead of myself because there is Resident Evil 0. There's also Resident Evil. Uh,
Before the first one,
I think it's not Victoria, but
there's Resident Evil
it's
AD.
it's something V Code. I forget what it's called. Man, I'm blanking hard today. So there's that one. There's also uh there's a part 1 and part 2 of another Resident Evil, which is kind of like if you're a civilian and you're trying to survive, and you have like 5 people
Wow.
that you're trying to have them survive. I think one of them starts with a diner, and then you're trying to do your best to have them survive. And then you have the light gun games. So there's Dead Aim for the PlayStation 2. You also have um, another one for the PlayStation 1 that's a light game. Then you also have the Wii, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360 light gun games, which is Chronicles 1 and 2. You also have let me see, and this is all top of my head. You also have uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
let me think.
That's that's interesting.
You also
That's
have
amazing.
Operation Raccoon City, which is a spin-off that takes place around the second game. You also have Resident Evil 6. Uh, then you also have Resident Evil, which is the remake. I mean, not the revitalized, scary one that we all love and know. Village. Then there's new Requiem game. But you also have
Damn.
Umbrella, which is like a online type game. And I guarantee. Oh yeah, and then there's the the one for the Game Boy. If you want to talk about,
Wow.
I forget. It's called Gaiden something. I think it's called. It's. And then there's another one for the DS too. That's like. So yeah, there's a lot, and that's not counting the demakes and all that stuff. So.
And not including the ones you could play at
And
the
I
arcade.
Yeah, and I guarantee you I missed some, but the pretty much
That's insane.
yeah, the PS2 had like at least a lot.
Yeah.
At least a
Yeah.
lot, yeah.
Wow. Have
And
you played all these games, or how do you know about all these games?
so way
Wow,
back,
that's a huge lineup.
so the so this might upset you, but as a kid, I let someone borrow the our Game Boy games, and they never returned them, and it was our Pokemon
That's
stuff.
bastard.
Yeah. So there was a friend that I have, and I knew him in elementary, middle school, and then also high school, and he's like, hey, this is my favorite game of all time. I would love for you to play it. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll play this game. And it was
Sounds
Resident
good.
Evil 2,
Let me
and
click
it
it.
and he gave me with disc 1 and disc 2, and he's like, hey, please start with disc 1. And it happened to be Leon. One of those scariest feelings I had, because it looked like a CCTV type of thing where
What?
I felt like I was seeing like a recorded like security camera because of the angle and such, and so it scared me as a kid, and I was like, oh man, this is intense. It's like VHS type stuff. And I
Wow.
played through the Leon, which is
That's a great
really
concept.
cool. And then you meet Claire in the middle of it, and then she does her own thing. And also on the remake, beautifully made. Um, it gives you almost the same beats, but it gives you a little bit of a different flavor for sure. Um, and I thought that was really fun, for sure. Uh, but yeah, that was my introduction to it. And then I played 4 on the GameCube, and also there was like a Wii edition that was really cheap because no one wanted to play it with a Wii. But little did you know, you can put on a GameCube controller and play it that way with better
Huh.
graphics and such. Yeah.
Nice.
Or at least that's how I did it. I don't know if I'm thinking about the GameCube version that we had. But yeah, and then we played 5, and it was like
Yeah.
the first co-op version. And then I wanted to play 6. No one likes 6, but I really like the controls of 6. But they're like, hey, this is too different. This is not what we want. We don't want it to be John Wick zombies. And I thought, man, this is
That
pretty cool.
sounds exactly what probably everybody should want.
Yeah,
The
but
John Wick zombies.
4 is what changed its formula. People loved 4. There was a story behind 4 that it was supposed to take place in a castle, and it was supposed to be very supernatural. So it was gonna change the vibe of it again, but it was gonna maintain its scary um, survival horror thing, because pretty much it's like the godfather of that survival horror. Even though there was other survival horror stuff, but that was the one that people were like, "Man, we gotta copy this." And then that's when Silent Hill was born out of that, and
Wow.
the movie The Fog. So, but yeah, so
So I
then
take it
after
you're excited for this Rec
yeah,
Room.
I heard a rumor that they said that this is Leon's last game,
What?
and I
It's
was like,
getting old.
man. Well, the thing is this, right?
It's getting
It's
old
bittersweet
for this fake digital
because
gaming.
you play the second one, the remake,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, dude, Leon is such a cool dude. Like, sure, he's like freaking out and such, but he's playing it cool. It's his first day, and it's sad because zombie apocalypse happens his first day being a cop.
Yeah.
But he's doing a good job. Good job.
Good
He's
job,
being
guys.
heroic and
You're
everything.
doing a good job.
Yeah. And so then after that, you see him retire. I mean, retire from the police, and then the the pretty much the president's like, "Hey, we're gonna make you a special agent. We're gonna make you super badass." So you got this guy who was a cop who was a rookie, kind of scared but being heroic to a complete stoic badass. So you see him become John Wick. And
Yo.
yeah,
Yeah.
like legitly, and you're like, what the hell? And he's like, yeah, I'm John Wick.
So I take it you're also really upset with the movies.
Well, from
Because
what I
from what
heard,
I hear, they're not as good.
it's just that the people are grabbing these characters and doing what they want.
Yeah.
They're telling the stories that they want to tell with the IP, rather than actually telling the story of Resident Evil. And that's where the
Yeah.
whole Alice thing is like, okay, this is too over the top.
Yeah.
This is the 90s that didn't grow up kind of a vibe, and people were upset about it. I understand. But for Neon, like, yeah, you had him on the second one, you had him on the fourth one, then you have him on this one, and so, I guess, yeah, reason why it's bittersweet is because, I mean, you play this character since for 3 games straight. There's other characters that are pretty badass. Like there's like Chris Redfield that you have yet to play. You also could play Claire, because she was on Code Veronica. There you go, Code Veronica. And then and she was also on other games. I think she was just on Code Veronica, but yeah. So they can explore her a little bit more. But I think this is the conclusion of the Ethan, which is the new Resident Evil 7-ish and Village. I think this is his conclusion.
Nice.
So
Well,
that way
very
they can
exciting,
probably
man.
do all of Chris Redfield, which is be a smart move. Like, hey, we're gonna focus on Chris Redfield, so we're gonna remake the first one. We're gonna do number 5. We're gonna do a new game with him, and then we're gonna forget about him. Now we're gonna do Jill, but they messed up on the third one. I hope they fixed it. I heard rumors that they were gonna fix it, but we'll see. The third one felt like DLC for the second game, and that's kind of an insult to the third game, because the third game there's like a whole clock tower thing, a level, and they kind of skipped that. It felt really rushed, so that's sad.
Well,
Because Nemesis is supposed to be like the dude, the scary dude that follows you maniacally, and it sucks that you're like, oh, if you want to play the superior version of this game, boot up a good old PlayStation 1, you know. So,
exciting stuff, man. I hope it's good, man. This will probably be my first Resident Evil game I play.
oh really?
Yeah, I haven't played any Resident Evil. Only seen the
Oh,
movies.
oh man.
So yeah, it'll be good. It's coming out February of next year if everything goes to plan. By the end of February, it would be good to maybe we might revisit them on October. We're gonna do some scary movies and scary games and play some. So who knows? We might revisit Resident Evil and play some zombies. But
Oh yeah.
that seems exciting.
Because I think a fun one would definitely be the. If I were to tell anybody, hey, if you want to start with a game, start with this. Um, if you want to know about the franchise, the second game is definitely, for me, it's my personal favorite. Not because it's the first game I played in the series, but it's because it's pretty much the crux of what this game is. The first one definitely is a timepiece for now. They've remastered it a couple of times, but never remade it. The second one was the one that was remade. And what was crazy about it is that a couple of developers, from what I remember, were trying to do their own remake of that game, and the people of Capcom loved what they were doing, and they're like, hey, we don't want you to do this remake, but why don't you come over here? We have something to show you. And I heard that they flew them and showed them that they were remaking the second game, and they were able to play test it or play it first before anybody, which I thought was pretty cool. And um, and yeah, I feel like that's how things are supposed to be, you know? Hey, if you're gonna remake something, um, just instead of killing projects, it's best to, you know, kind of hire them and be like, hey, why don't you go ahead and take care of this? Sega
Well,
did
you
that.
do this for us.
Yeah, Sega saw someone do a fan port of, I think, one of the Sonic games, and they're like, hey, why don't you go ahead and do this for us? And then all of a sudden, Sonic Mania was a thing. Same with
Oh well.
Dragon Ball Z. Hey, why don't you go ahead and do a game? Um, and then Dragon Ball Z Fighters was a thing. So I feel like there's a lot of talent, and
Oh yeah.
and so if you give someone a chance, they'll show you
Then
what
you
they
then
got.
you gave them the chance.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting stuff, man.
Oh
Resident Evil
yeah.
sounds exciting. It
It's
sounds like the
exciting.
game to play. Another exciting game is, I don't know if you know about this, but Lego Batman. I don't know if we consider that a Lego game or a DC type of game, but Lego does have a Batman game coming out, and this one I haven't played any of the other Lego games or any format of the Lego Marvels or just any Lego in general, but watching this trailer seems very exciting. It's called The Legacy of the Dark Knight, but it looks like I don't know if they're showing you in the trailer a little bit of the gameplay also within the game, but it does seem like it has the Arkham style format. It is trying to entice children because it is Lego, but it has that fighting style similar to the Arkham games. You even have the spray can that blows up the wall like the Arkham games. So it does look like it's going to be an Arkham style game with just Lego, but it also plays through the movies of the Batman. So the three Dark Knight movies that we have, or the trilogy with the Nolan,
Christopher
and it
Nolan,
also, it also plays a little bit of the last movie with, forgot what that guy's name is, but
oh
the
Patterson.
direct, the Patterson, the guy who directed that movie, but I forgot what his name was, but the director, the last, yeah, that Batman from the Robert Pattinson shows a
Yes.
little bit of the Dark Knight Batmobile and also the Rob Pattinson's Batmobile. You also see the Bane from the Dark Knight trilogy and stuff. So it looks pretty good. It looks good because the fighting style looks the exact same as the Arkham type of fighting style. So for those who like Batman and like Lego, seems like the type of game you might want to play. Seems pretty fun. Uh, I think it might be something that those pros can look into.
Oh yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good stuff. But that's it for game news. We'll look at whatever the Gamescom has and a lot of their trailers that drop, and we'll get you guys a nice little overview of whatever we thought was some of the most interesting things. But so far, lots of news has dropped, and a little bit overwhelming too. The amount of games the that come out every year. So, but we'll do our best to stay on top of everything, all the new games and stuff. As far as TV and movies, more news on TV shows. As a matter of fact, exclusive to TV shows, we have our first look at the trailer for Gen V, which is the spin-off to The Boys. Did you, by any chance, see the first season of Gen V?
Yeah, I actually did. I really felt like it was a really cool spin-off for sure. I like the
Yeah,
characters that they had. They made it really believable. Sometimes spin-offs it gives you a little bit of sense of disbelief where it's like this isn't kind of part of the thing, and on top of that,
yeah,
a lot of people kind of feel a little turned off by like, man, what does this have to do with the boys? And
yeah.
then and then the last episode you see, well, one thing I will spoil is like, oh, Homelander shows up. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Like that's awesome because these kids are a little are not as powerful. Well, I guess yeah. Because
It
one of them
depends
can
on whatever they
suggest,
decide to do on season 2.
yeah, but
They're not powerful
it's
until they're good actors and people like them. And once people like them and they're good actors, then they become OP. So
well, I haven't seen it in a while, so I'll kind of give you a synopsis of one of the like powers. I think one of the girls have a power of like if she touches you, she can make you suggest stuff.
yeah,
Another one can change
it
from
gets in your
a
mind
boy to a
to a
girl.
girl.
And I thought what they did there was pretty awesome. Like the
Yeah,
characters seem like those actors are very in sync. They made it their own and also the same at the same time. You could tell that there's a lot of collaboration, and it was pretty cool. Um, and then you have a girl who can turn really small if she throws up, and really big if she eats.
yeah.
And so that kind of plays into like other mental health stuff.
Ant-Man's type of,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Great
so,
ideas, by the way.
oh
Whoever is
yeah,
coming up with these ideas, very smart, very very smart.
I like that everything came with a cost. Like, oh yeah, this, and then so the big mystery, which it's huge for kids, is like, oh, college kids are trying to solve this mystery, and so the college kids are trying to figure out, oh, who's gonna be the new seven. There's a spot open, and everybody's trying to do their best to compete to be that, and so.
Yeah.
For some, it's like, oh, this is like the boys' version of My Hero Academia kind of a thing.
Hmm?
To others, it's like which is an anime, and then for others, it's like oh, okay, so this is the boys, but if it was like X Mansion kind of a thing. Um, it's
Yeah, they also had a ranking system which was pretty smart. It was used a lot in the first couple episodes, and they kind of like drifted off with the ranking system, but it only made sense because then the story was more towards. I guess it was the first episodes that let's introduce you into this world of what superpowers in this universe of the boys looks like in college, which I thought was a great concept. And then they okay, now that you figured that out and we kind of like dove into a little bit, now let's get into more of the nitty gritty of what the story actually is about. And it was pretty good. I really enjoyed the first season. I'm really excited for the second season. I'm really curious, and I don't know if you know this, but one of the biggest news behind this, which happened, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, the one of the actors, and he was one of the main actors. I forgot what his character was in the game, but or in the movie, in the TV show. His name is Chance Perdomo. So I'm looking this up real quick. He's he's a guy that has like the telepathic powers. What was his name? He also had a father that used to be a superhero. He passed away in a bike accident, and he was one of the biggest players in the TV show. So it seems like the TV show, the way it ended, for spoiler alert for those who haven't seen the first season, is they were all captured, and then the second season, well, the trailer, what it looks like is maybe somewhere on the run, and and those that are on the run, and maybe some are still captured, but it seems like they're probably gonna lean more into the father, into trying to maybe figure out where his son is at, and who knows, they might end up finding out that they probably killed him in an experiment. But I think that's one of my biggest questions with the second season. Other than that, I'm very excited. Gen V season 2 seems pretty good. So I was really happy with the first season. Season 2 is the way to go. But also, leaning on to the boys, we also have word that a prequel has started filming this month, and it's gonna be starring Jensen Ackles. He's gonna be reprising his role as Soldier Boy, and then we also have that other lady whose name was, well, I got it right here, Aya Cash, a badass name. She was the lady who played Stormfront, which makes sense because she was alive for where she didn't age in season 3 or season 4 of The Boys. She was, well, if you don't age, does that make you immortal? Well, no, because she technically died, but I guess, never mind, I answered my own question. But so she's gonna be in there along with a couple other people, so I'm excited to see that. Prequels and spin-offs usually don't really pan out, but they seem to know what they're doing over here.
Oh yeah, like everything that they do is awesome. Like I would say, Gen V, it was cool to see Homelander make an appearance, but I was also like,
Yeah.
okay, like, is this just gonna be its own thing? Are they gonna
Yeah.
work on stuff? And yeah, if you see the last season, a little spoiler alert. I like giving a pause because sometimes they say it immediately and they're like, oh.
Yeah,
It's like,
it
you
didn't
didn't
give
even
me
give
a
me a chance. Yeah.
Sometimes they give you the spoiler and then they say spoiler alert.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. By the way,
Like, oh,
spoiler alert. It's like, what are you
by the
doing?
way, yeah,
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 spoiling the just last season, just a little clip it. So I'm gonna be generous too with the spoiler. But the people in Gen V are the ones who abduct the main characters. So that's why it's like, oh, okay. I know who these people are. I know what they can do.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's
Okay.
interesting to
Yeah.
see how they're using these characters. So it incentivizes me to see Gen V. Why? Because another spoiler for Gen V. There's an after credit scene where you do see Huey, kind of investigating what's going on, which kind of gives you after credit scene of the last season of The Boys. So if it does incentivize you because you're like, what the heck are
Yeah,
they doing? Is this gonna be the setup
yeah.
for number 4? But no, it's the
It's
setup for
it's
number
good. It's good
5.
cliffhangers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I thought that was like, whoa, that's insane. So this is a good tease for what's to come on 5 instead of 4.
yeah. I'm excited for the spin-off. I think it's mainly I wouldn't when it comes to prequels and stuff like that. For some reason, it doesn't really excite me. Like for example, the Continental with the John Wick series. I like John Wick
Uh,
the because of Keanu Reeves. But when it comes to the prequel with this, I'm excited because Jensen Ackles is coming back. But I think what that tells me more so is that probably means he's probably not going to return anymore in The Boys. So
what?
that's
Well,
I think I would only speculate.
did you see the? Okay, spoiler, spoiler alert. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the last episode of The Boys? Because
Yeah,
the
yeah,
last tease
we're
is that they Homelander went to where he was asleep, and it kind of
oh yeah,
teases.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you're gonna see him. In fact, they're
Oh, okay, yeah,
uh
yeah.
I didn't spoil this. They did, but they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna get the supernatural people together.
Supernatural group back, yeah. Get the
Yeah,
brother
so
back.
that means they're gonna all like pretty much talk
Yeah,
or
yeah.
interact and such. So I can't wait to see what his character is gonna be. But yeah. So,
Yeah, well, we like to see cool guys with superpowers. And who knows? Do you think he's gonna have superpowers? Or he's just gonna be like political? Well, if
um,
he's political, he's probably gonna die. He's probably Homelander's probably gonna get him.
well, it would be cool. Would be cool if they're like, hey, well, so this is me predicting. I don't know. This is just
Yeah, your speculations.
speculation time. So you know, take it for what you will. Don't take it as like, oh yeah, this is news.
Yeah,
But one of the things that I saw was, hey, we're gonna do a supernatural thing. So I'm like, okay. Um, the guy who plays as Bobby, their father figure, right? He
he's already in the right.
yeah
Yeah.
he passed away. And oh crap,
Oh,
yeah. So
oh damn.
so I think they're gonna have him come back for this prequel, right?
Wait. He passed away in real life or in
No,
the?
no, no, in the show. Oh, I should probably say
Oh.
spoiler alert. Yeah, but
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, in the
Yeah.
show. So yeah, I feel like that would be a cool way to have them kind of bring him back. It's like, oh yeah, look, here you
Yeah.
go. Then you have the Castillo guy as like a up thing.
Oh,
But
maybe that's where he's gonna play into.
yeah, but
Maybe he's
it
gonna
would
come
be
out in the
really
prequel.
cool if the brother Sam, the character who plays as Sam, I forget the actor's name. Unfortunately, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He to be like the Winter Soldier style of thing. That way he makes
Yeah.
an appearance
It makes sense
in
when he comes back.
The
Yeah.
Boys, the new season, and that's like a cool angle where it's like, hey, we have the Winter Soldier here, which is and it would be wild if it's like, oh, the character of The Boys brainwash the Soldier Boy's main guy, because how it has to be twisted,
Yeah.
and then they have to be cool with them being like the monsters pretty much, and making a Winter Soldier out of the best friend of Soldier Boy, and then have them go against each other.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Where it's like, whoa. I
Yeah.
mean, they might happen, it might not happen. I don't know, speculation, but
Yeah.
wild
It's a
if
good
true.
idea.
Yeah,
It's a
wild
good
if
idea.
true.
This is the idea guy.
The idea guy.
But
The
yeah,
idea
excited for The Boys. Usually spin-offs don't work out, but in this case, they know what they're doing over there. The writers, Seth Rogen, I think, is one of the producers on this show. Which props to him, man. He's producing a really great show.
Oh
He's
yeah.
doing good jobs. Would you want to see this as a movie? Just real quick, thinking about this, or
I love a
maybe
show.
just stick to the TV show.
Yeah. I love the prospect of it being a show for
Yeah,
sure.
this is one of the few times where I rather see this as a show than as a movie. A lot of the movie, like Marvel, for example, DC, I'd rather see a movie versus a TV show. But where this has done such a good job with everything, this definitely is a better show than it is a movie, in
Yeah,
my
very much
opinion.
so.
There's just
Yeah,
so much going on. There's so
because
much
there's
going on.
so many characters. I
Yeah,
think that would be why, like a rule of thumb, it's like, hey, if there's a lot of characters, make it a show. If it's like a
yeah,
singular person, then okay, movie would be well worth it. But with this, you
yeah.
have so many plot
Ooh,
lines, so many things that you like to want to kind of flesh out and have it be its thing. The show would
yeah,
be perfect for it. So. But
yeah,
then again, you have stuff like Daredevil, where it's like, no, it shines more of a show because you let things breathe, you know. So
yeah. Oh, dang, my guy killed me. My guy. So yeah, exciting stuff. We also have a trailer for Fallout Season 2. It's actually coming out at the end of this year. But in December time, Fallout seems pretty exciting. I saw the first couple episodes. Let me correct myself. I saw one episode of Fallout. I think it started off pretty good. I have not played the game Fallout. I so when I saw the TV show coming out, I was like, okay, this seems pretty exciting. And then I heard a couple people talk about it, and I'm like, okay, there's none but good things about Fallout. Seems pretty good. And I saw the first episode, and it started off very well, very well. I like the way it started off, uh, and the way it kind of just gave you the idea of what happened real quick. We live in a bunker underneath. It's been a couple years, and then and how they live their fake life and how fake people can actually be, not knowing what real life is outside of their bunkers and outside of a civilization that's just survived a nuclear bomb. But yeah, Fallout Season 2 is coming up. Very excited for that.
oh yeah, that's gonna be super fun to see. I also haven't seen it because my thing is that I like binging stuff, so I think it'd be
Yeah,
awesome to see that and then get excited for the season two. So
nice.
I can't
Yeah.
wait. For someone who has played the third one to completion, the fourth one like crazy, and then hoping to finish uh, the Vegas one that they made, New Vegas. Um, I really like this this franchise big time. I've heard a lot of cool stories about the first one, and there's actually a fan remake on the first one, which is going to be really
Oh
cool.
wow.
Yeah, and so the
Have you
fan
played the
base,
game, the phone game of it?
yeah, oh yeah, I got to the point where I'm bored. There's not much to do anymore.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I'm doing the quest, trying to unlock the skins now. But I also played the
Oh
online
wow.
version of it, which is
Nice.
76. People there are super nice, ridiculously nice. Like they will help you get what you need. They'll make sure that you're doing awesome. Like
Who are
it's
these people? Online or
yeah,
the?
online. Yeah,
Oh,
the
nice.
community is super sweet,
Oh,
super
that's good.
nice.
Hmm.
Pretty much you can do like PvP, which is like player versus player. I've never had that experience. Everybody's been super nice, so and also everybody's been super generous, which with their blueprints, they're like, hey, here's extra ones that I have. Here you go. You can have these for free.
Oh
Um,
wow. It's a good
uh,
community.
hey, I'll make you a gun real quick. Here's a lot of ammo. You'll be fine. Here, let me craft you some armor. Um, to get you along your way, and it's super nice. Everybody
Wow.
is amazing, and it's fun to see how that you could see the happiness in the show as well. Like they're giving the actress a lot of love. They adore her, and so And so much so that I think even Konami or Kojima, I think, wants to do something with her. I think because they have
Hmm?
pictures of them together. So there's just
Oh,
lots of love
nice.
all around. Yeah,
That's good. That's good. It's good to hear. That's good to hear.
yeah, it's
The
wholesome stuff.
community working with each other. That's
Yeah,
good.
it's beautiful
Good
stuff.
for you. Good for you.
Good for them. Yeah, good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, another couple of things to look out for though for our viewers. Things that are already out. Some things are in the process of finishing up. We do got Twisted Metal, another game to TV show, season 2. We got a couple episodes out right now, but every Thursday they do drop a couple episodes at a time, and they should be finishing up by the end of this month. So exciting on that. I do remember playing a little bit of those games, but only playing a couple of the me versus you type of game format, not the actual storyline to it. But and Twisted Metal, very interesting in their concept of their game. But from the little that I've heard from you explain about their the storyline behind the game and how there's an actual storyline behind the game, it's very interesting stuff
What?
and very twisted.
Well, it's kind of
They're
complicated. Yeah.
yeah.
So pretty much, some of the endings do seem to be canonical with one another. Like, Outlaws is one of the perfect examples because it's the easiest example. Um, One of them wants to, he's like, hey, I want to get rid of crime. This is my wish. I want to get rid of crime. I want to be a world without crime. And so Calypso's like, okay, outer space you go. And so
Nice.
the second game, it's like, oh, outlaw, and it's a girl, and then you hear her bio. Oh, my brother, he went in this challenge, and I noticed that he was screwed over by Calypso. Okay, what's your wish? And the wish was, oh, I want my brother back. And he's like, oh, you want to be close to your brother? It's like, yes, let me see him. Okay, outer space you go. And so, plot
Wow.
twist, sister knew that this was gonna happen, and so they're like, all right, I made my car into a spaceship. We're gonna go back and we're gonna both tag team and beat Calypso. And so crazy story is that the main people who made Twisted Metal didn't make Twisted Metal 3, 4, and those are different people. One of the creators did Rogue Trip, US Rogue Trip, I think, which is kind of a car combat, vehicular combat game. Um, but pretty much what they wanted to do is like, hey, if we were gonna make a third game, this is what it would have been. And so they made Twisted Metal Head On. And what's cool about Outlaws is that uh, you see their story continue, where it's like, hey, it's the brother and the sister, and they're both are teaming up to go against Calypso. And so it's
Nice.
beautiful to see that that story continues. But
Nice.
if you see anybody else, it's like, oh, different characters, different people, things didn't really stick. Like Sweet Tooth from the first game and the second game is not the same Sweet Tooth, but is, and it's just awkward. Um,
Yeah, I think he has probably he's the most iconic
oh
person
yeah.
I would say
So
from the Twisted Metal.
Sweet Tooth, weird story, haha. Or funny story, I should say. So Sweet Tooth was just a deranged, crazy guy on the first game, and he's like, oh, I'm I want to join this challenge to get my best friend back. And so he tells Calypso, hey, you know what I want? Give me my friend. I want my friend. And Calypso's like, you seriously killed a lot of people just for a paper bag? And he gives him the paper bag. He's like, oh, how I missed you. And it ended up
Oh
being a gun
wow.
inside the bag.
Nice.
But yeah, I hate the ending because he dies. Because
Yeah.
the girl who he has hostage kills him, and she's like, you guys are nuts, and then just walks away.
Wow.
The dad, he's the cab driver, crazy. He he wants his son, and Calypso's like, "Oh, you know, you killed your son. Your son was the clown." He's like, "What?"
Oh, damn.
Plot twist, yeah. And so he's like,
Yeah,
"Hey," and makes him
damn.
drink something, so that way he's like, "Hey, you're gonna be my dude." But the thing is that yeah, the second game comes out, they change Sweet Tooth as a pretty much a secret character, um, and they kind of change him again. Flaming head, smile. One of his
Yeah.
wishes was he wanted to be an insect to have a challenge on killing people.
Wow.
Yeah, and so his story goes all over the place. I really feel like they found who he really was on Twisted Metal Black, and that's a whole thing. But
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
if
the
you
one
want
that
to
I
go through
remember.
that spiel, because Twisted Metal
Well,
Black, there's a whole theory on that, and it's a lot.
well, we could maybe dive in a little bit deeper whenever season two wraps up, and then maybe we could probably binge it, give our thoughts on it. I think the twist. We'll see what we'll see what people think about it throughout the season first, and then if it's any good, if you hear it's good, then we'll jump onto it. And have you seen the first season? I remember you mentioning a little bit about the first season. I did jump into it, but it did not seem at all in the beginning to be a what I would expect the Twisted Metal games to be. Again, I've never played the games, but from what I understood, it was more like a tournament style type of thing where everybody is trying to get their wish from Calypso. So everybody's, and then depending on who you play and who you win, depends on what wish they ask for. So
Yeah.
I know they were probably looking to be more grounded into their approach into bringing what a twisted metal in this world or in a world will look like realistically.
Well,
But
yeah. There is a lot of like, of course, this is something that we can talk about when we see it, but yeah, Twisted Metal is a huge topic to kind of let you know, and also you have three types of fans pretty much. You have the fans who are day one fans. I played the first one, the second one. I don't care. I love the third one, the fourth one, and also like anything Twisted Metal, I love. And
is that
the
you or is that or you're explaining the fans?
well, I'm explaining kind of like the three versions of the fandom. So,
Okay, and you are all three or none.
oh yeah, I'm the first. I love everything. So pretty much, or maybe I'm just describing myself. I don't know. Uh, and
Yeah.
so pretty much you have someone that just loves vehicular combat big time. You like Roadkill, you like Carmageddon, you love these things. So, but the cool thing about Twisted Metal is that it has a crazy cool story, and
Ready
you
up.
love it. You had the radio.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So the second type of fans is the ones who jumped in it midway. Hey, my first introduction is Twisted Metal Black. I love this
That
character. I
was
love
me. That
all
was my
this.
first. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
and
was a little kid guy.
this is what I expect from Twisted Metal Black.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not Twisted Metal. That's just Twisted Metal
Oh.
Black. Twisted Metal is kind of it's like the Twisted
Oh,
Metal
interesting.
head on is kind of like how Twisted Metal is, you know, it's like the first one, the second one. But they love how
Huh.
dark it is. I love Twisted Metal Black. Twisted Metal Black by far, Twisted Metal Black and Head On, two of my top two, big time. But
Yeah, I remember jumping into that game. It was
it
my
freaked me
first
out,
real
yeah.
introduction. Yeah. I was really young when that game came out, and I remember specifically there was this one scene, one of the drivers, he has like a big forehead,
Yeah,
and he was axing something, but I'm pretty sure he was killing something when he was axing, and they were also playing the Twisted Black song at
yeah.
the same time. And I just remember seeing that. I was like, I probably shouldn't be scared during the game, but this thing is freaking me out. Like, whoa, they
Oh
do a
yeah.
good job. They do a good job, these guys.
Yeah.
But
But like
yeah,
I said, that whole topic is gigantic because I know a
Yeah.
lot about it. So yeah, for me, fascinated by everything. However,
Yeah.
they
Nice.
kind of made Sweet Tooth have its like this is he was front and center pretty much, and this is his like, hey, we're gonna make this kind of goofy character into a legit like serial
A
killer type
threat
of
to
thing.
these
Yeah,
people.
like a
Yeah.
real huge thing. And so you, that and so and then you have pretty much people that are kind of like, hey, I'm a fan of the show. I haven't played the game, and so I have seen a couple of those individuals where they're like, oh, I've seen the show. It made me interested in playing the games because they said that there's games in this,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
so yeah, you have these three types of people.
Interesting.
What's
Interesting.
so so the thing is that the you're gonna definitely have the first type of people, which is like the people that love everything, love the show, and then the people who are introduced by the show will love the show. But I
Yeah.
feel like the people in the middle that's like, hey, this isn't Sweet Tooth. Sweet Tooth is Twisted Metal Black. They're
Yeah.
either they'll appreciate this new change of form or not really. Because they kind of
Yeah.
doubled down on that on Twisted Metal for the PlayStation 3. Like, oh no, this is who Twisted Metal is. He is this killer type of guy. And I guess you can say, oh yeah, well, technically, he is this guy, the same guy. It's just his backstory is a little different from what I got. So either way, I think it's really fun. And Twisted Metal Black, he is a very intimidating, scary guy. But in the show, from what I've seen, he's very silly, very fun to see.
Yeah.
A lot of
Dancing.
personality. Yeah, kind of
Yeah.
like the Joker
Like a
meets
clown. Like a
yeah
crazy clown.
meets Sweet Tooth, and they made a baby. This is who this baby would be. A guy who's like, I don't care. I'm not gonna make my parents proud. I'm gonna be my own thing. You know?
Which seems more in tune with what a guy wearing a mask with flames on his head would be like.
Yeah,
Like,
because fans are that are like me are gonna appreciate the heck out of this show. Because yeah, you have Pizza Boy, you have so many callbacks on the show that they're like, hey,
nice.
we remember
Yeah.
you, we know you. This is great. Uh, hey, there's some fan service for you. Just remember we thinking about you. And then you got some people that like Black so much where it's like, can't really make that into a show and kind of appeal to everybody because they're gonna
Yeah.
see this and it's like not many people like
Yeah,
how
you can
dark the
never
boys
set.
are,
Yeah. You
you know.
can never make everybody happy. It's
Yeah.
always gonna make somebody upset.
So that
Yeah, because the boys, from what I hear, is also completely different from the comic books. But I think as long as the story is really good, people really don't. I mean, do what you want, just make it good. I
yeah.
think that's technically the bottom line for everybody, really. Like, just get the general gist of everything, and then make it as close as possible. But at the same time, just make the story good.
Yeah, because a lot of people were like pretty much the boys is really you can kind of see it as a dark comedy almost like really messed up and such, but the
Yeah.
comics is akin to what they call slaughterpunk, which is crazy, like very intense level of horror, and
Hmm.
so but it's not as a horror, it's more like, hey, this is the world of of the boys. So
Yeah.
some people can say, "Oh, this is a tone like the show is a toned down version of what actually happened." But I feel
Yeah.
like you don't have to go
Yeah.
that far with the show. But some people
No,
want to.
yeah, I don't think people.
It's like
Yeah, I mean,
it's like you get the point, but you don't have to
yeah, I
go.
don't,
You don't have to do too much.
yeah. Sometimes too much is too much, you know.
It's too
Yeah, in the
much. Yeah,
comic book, from what I heard, is it's too much sometimes.
yeah.
It's a
It's
lot.
like you don't gotta do that. But I
Yeah,
mean,
we get the point.
there are
They're
some
crazy
beats
people.
that were missed that would be fun to see, but I mean they're
Yeah,
doing their own thing. They have their own idea.
and they're doing a good job at it.
Yeah.
I cannot complain. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So Twisted Metal looks good. And once it wraps up, and we'll binge it, and then maybe we'll talk about, give our a little review on it, along with some gameplay of another Twisted Metal. I think that would be pretty fun. Alright, so for our future listeners, or our listeners that are listening right now, well, our past listeners, keep a lookout for maybe a potential episode of us talking about Twisted Metal whilst playing Twisted Metal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause that's a
another,
you could
yeah.
do a co-op too, so it'd be
Oh, that would be cool.
fun to
Yeah,
do that.
that would be cool. Go up against each other and then help each other, and then you know we'll twist the metal together.
Yeah, we'll we'll
But
we'll figure out the lore. We'll figure
yeah,
that all out. Yeah.
figure that out. And another thing to look out for those who are interested, we do have Alien. It's a good, very good so far. I've seen the first episode. There is a couple episodes out right now. Comes out every Tuesday. Very good, very good. I think they're gonna probably try to finish it off before they get into the Predator Badlands. So I don't know how much they're gonna intertwine the Alien and the Predator, but I think the future might be that they're gonna try to keep them as separate as possible, but at the same time keep them as close as possible. So
Nice.
I don't know if that makes any sense, but that way they can continue to do their own things, but at the same time use each other's IP, their certain things. Just keep them a little bit intertwined, but without, or maybe they slowly put bits and pieces of aliens exist in the predator world and predators exist in the alien world, and then maybe one day do a nice little predator versus alien again. So I think the future of a predator versus alien, whenever they decide to come out, it could only be great. There's been a lot of bad movies out there, and I think companies are hungry for money, and they know now people will watch good stuff. People will not watch bad stuff. Which seems pretty obvious to say, but a lot of companies have been pulling out a lot of bad stuff and expecting people to watch it, but so I'm excited for the future. Aliens seems it's pretty good so far. Have you by any chance seen any bit of the Alien?
Not. I didn't know that there was a show, so that's pretty cool. I
Oh
thought there was a
yeah,
movie
the show
coming
is
out.
really good.
Yeah.
No, the show is really good. The show
Interesting.
it's on Disney/Hulu with FX, which is also they're the people in charge of the whole Alien and Predator. So they're also they're also I think once Predator gets its showtime in the theaters, we'll also get it on Hulu. I don't know if it's gonna be first on Hulu or if it's gonna go straight to streaming, but I'm pretty sure with how they've been advertising it, it's definitely gonna go to theaters first, but which I wouldn't expect nothing less. But they did have the movie Prey, which was a Predator movie, go straight to Hulu, which was also very, very good. So Alien is on Hulu /Disney on Hulu, and it's very, very good. The first episode so far, it's very different. It's a different pace, it's a different style, and which I really appreciate and enjoy. It doesn't feel like the Alien movies. It feels like the only thing that relates to it is that it has the technology and an alien in it, but in reality it feels like it's just a different take and very, very exciting. I enjoy it a lot. So if you haven't seen it, I think there's 3-4 episodes out right now, and that one is episode by episode. Or every Tuesday they're dropping just one episode. I think Twisted Metal is dropping 2 episodes at a time on
Wow.
Thursdays. So you could do one, and then I think their last is gonna be the 26th, and they're dropping 3 episodes all in one. I do know that's gonna be their last on the last day. So the But they do have, I don't know how many episodes Alien's gonna be, but so far so good. I need to catch up a little bit on it, but a very good show. Very, very good show. Oh, and Dexter too, by the way.
Yep.
Resurrections.
Resurrections.
Pretty good. Pretty good. The last, I wasn't a big fan of the last season when they try to bring Dexter back and he was in the snow. And it is going to continue on with that, with the story of him in that snow area that he was at. I wasn't really a big fan of it. It seemed slow paced and it wasn't that good. But this new season, so far it's very exciting. There's a couple of things to look out for.
All exciting stuff. I love that there's so much
All exciting.
To consume
and good stuff.
And enjoy.
And good quality.
Yeah. And shows and movies and games. So it's just so much to appreciate.
Yeah, almost overwhelming. But we are gonna be the future of games and movies and TV shows. So keep tuned, listeners. We will be the voice for you guys.
Yeah, very much so.
Well. I guess it's time for our big talk. Are you excited? How are you liking HellDivers so far? Back into it after a couple days, or a couple weeks, I should say. It's been a while.
Yeah, I mean, we were able to get 2 stars out of 4.
Yeah.
Very good. Honorably duty. Look at that, honorable duty.
Yeah. I am so happy we get to play with other people, or other people are joining us, because for those, I'm glad you guys can't see my gameplay directly. I am just running around shooting random robots. It's the beauty of our streaming podcast, our videos, is I cannot concentrate and play at the same time, so this format helps me a lot. I just run around, and while everybody does the heavy work, I just kill one robot at a time.
Yeah, my wires are getting crossed. I keep trying to duck, and then I'm hitting, and I'm like, oh man, what's going on? So I gotta fix that latest. But yeah,
this is the beauty of why you guys listen to us, because we are a little bit unconventional. But you're welcome.
Yeah,
this is what we do. Anyways, man, we got a big talk to talk about.
Oh yeah.
So for those that don't know, we're essentially instigating a war. It's not our fault. It's not our fault. So this is our DC versus Marvel, and we're calling this an unwanted war. Now, I'll give you guys a little bit of a background of what's going on and why I'm instigating this and why I feel as if this is a war that, and I'm calling it a war for the sake of it being superheroes and whatnot. But these are 2 different companies who, whether they know it or not, and whether they accepted the fight or not, they are definitely competing with each other. They have DC and Marvel, what I think, after the departure of James Gunn from the Marvel, after he finished up and helped them with their Guardians of the Galaxy, he did find a new light with DC, and DC said, hey James Gunn, we like you, we like your vision, we like the way you think, come join us. And he started, and then he became the new creative guy for DC, and and then we're seeing it play out. We're seeing his future, we're seeing everything that he has lined up. He has, right now, first movies came out, and the reason why I believe this is an unwanted war, and the start of a war, is because we see something playing out, where we see the start, and this is props to the other bro in the stream, Das bro. We do have the start of a new comic book world with DC, and then we have the restart of a new world with Marvel. So Marvel, they had a couple years of a couple bad movies, a couple bad shows, just pumping out shows and everything left and right, and realizing, hey, quantity over quality is not really working out for us. We're not making the money that we thought we were gonna make. And so they decided, you know what, we need to scratch everything, we need to cancel a lot of projects, and we need to start really focusing on a lot of our projects. We need to start looking at giving the fans what they're actually asking for and stop trying to hunt for money, because in the hunt for money, we're not making any money. So they're restarting, revamping. They're going to finish up with their storylines, but we're definitely seeing a change of heart with Marvel. Therefore, thus, I do see what I would say an unwanted war, because you do have the old James Gunn from Marvel exiting out into DC. DC said, hey, let's go. We want you to be part of our team. And Marvel saying, hey man, we're gonna restart. So while you start up something new, we're gonna restart. And little do they know, this year, 2025, 2 weeks apart. Now, maybe you could say, I'm, what is it? I'm, what's that word when you're, what's that word? I don't know what that word is. I slipped my mind, but maybe
Instigating.
not instigating. I'm reaching too much. I think there's another word for it, but you could say I'm reaching because, these are two companies that for the longest time you would never assume they're really going up against each other. At first, it was Marvel making their movies, DC had their Batman, and all the movies were completely separate from each other in terms of when the Batman came out and the Dark Knight, the trilogy with Christopher Nolan, and then when the first Iron Man came out, it didn't feel like they were really competing with each other, but I think the reason why I feel I'm not reaching so much is we did see two of their movies, and from the first movie from the new DC slate, and then kind of the new-ish start of the Marvel, both come out 2 weeks from each other. Now, why would you do that? I don't know. I guess you probably expect people to be just flooded with money that they can go into the movie theaters anytime they want, but it does seem that it's just pretty much my basis for my argument. Oh, that's what I would consider the start of a war.
Yeah. So far the two pretty much moves that were made was Superman, which dare I say it's like they're the king, and then so that was a king move, but James Gunn is saying, oh no, it's not a king move, it's a pawn move. And then we got pretty much Marvel saying, oh well, we're not too worried, here's Fantastic Four, which is supposed to, dare I say it would be almost a replacement to Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, because you could say that, hey, we have a genius versus, and then we have now a new genius here who might be forefront in the thing, but we don't know how that looks like. So there's a lot of mystery, which is really fun. But so far, how are we feeling that their moves are in this chess game?
Well, I think it's we do have two different opinions. I'm under the opinion that I think the Superman movie was a better movie than Fantastic Four, and then you're under the opinion that Fantastic Four was a better movie than Superman. And I think both opinions are very valid. I do feel, I think there's a lot we could dive into with the the moves that they're making. Now they are two separate companies, and I think this would probably be the first and last time that they maybe put a movie 2 weeks next to each other. Maybe next time they would probably push a movie, and instead of pushing or being so close, dropping a movie so close together, they might push the release of them to be maybe a month or two. But then the only question would be is if who gets to decide that? It comes to a point where it's and you know you're winning when you're the one that drops your movie or your release date for your movie and you don't move from it, and then the other party is the one that says, you know what, we gotta move. Like, we can't afford to drop it at the same time. That's when you know it's you are the one on top. And as far as it seems, now we're not big number people. We're not too involved with the box office and how this is going. We don't feel like that's a direct reflection of how good a movie is. I think we've seen it more so with like Captain Marvel. When her movie dropped, it made a ton of money, but it wasn't really that good of a movie. But if we're talking just the numbers, so far we have seen that Superman is completely outperforming Fantastic Four, and Fantastic Four isn't really doing that good in the box office. But it could be the fact that there were 2 weeks next to each other and Superman dropped first. It could be the fact that Superman is more globally recognized as a superhero in his comic books than the Fantastic Four. So there's a lot of definitely factors that play into it as to who or why Superman and Fantastic Four, why it's beating Fantastic Four. So in that aspect, I think it's valid. A lot of people will have their different opinions as to who did what better, what movie is better. I know one of your biggest issues was their handling of, or in Superman, the handling of Lex Luthor in the film.
Yeah.
And that's completely valid.
So
and I do feel
I will be fair, right? So the handling of Galactus, Galactus's character was true to form and personality, but they downplayed how much of a threat he is, in the sense that he's actually like 100 times as threatening as what he was in the actual movie. However, they kind of missed the mark with Lex Luthor, so they mismanage his personality. So it's like you got a little bit of all that, you know. You got like, hey, mismanagement of a threat level where he's actually supposed to be gigantic. When he was in a ship, I'm like, what? Or okay, because typically he's like so big that he literally grabs a planet and eats it, like an apple. Yeah. Yeah. And so.
Wow. So what is he, just floating in space?
Pretty much.
Wow.
And so that's what
fun.
It's like cosmic horror, where it's like, holy heck. Yeah. How the heck are you gonna go against this dude? And that's why when you go against him with Marvel vs. Capcom, it's like, oh man, like, yeah, you're trying to save the galaxy here, because this guy will eat planets like nothing, and his hunger is like ravenous. It's also kind of leads to the Marvel zombies and all that stuff. So it's a whole thing, because hunger is was the plague, pretty much.
Yeah, and I think that's one of my biggest issues that I've had with Marvel, and we discussed this with Thunderbolts, is I do feel they introduce a lot of overpowered characters, which I know you have to when you're making these comic book movies and you're bringing them into live action, and you've already used so many characters, so you can only start introducing more and more and more, and then introducing more, you start opening the door for a lot more stronger, more powerful characters. And I think people falling in love with your base characters, which is your Captain America, your Iron Man. Unfortunately, a lot of people fell in love with Black Panther, but unfortunately the actor passed away. But they're more. I wouldn't consider them ground level because they even themselves have very strong powers, but they're not to your level of your Sentry. They're not to your level of Galactus. And where you do have certain superheroes that are they are at that level, but I think that's one of my biggest issues that I've had recently with Marvel is they're just introducing too big of players. And then I forgot where I saw it. I think it was like a post or a YouTube short of that the way that they defeated or they were able to dumb down Sentry's powers is by friendship and by being a lonely guy. And so that's the only way they can suppress his powers. So I think your fear, and you correct me if I'm wrong, with DC is they mismanaged one of their biggest villains, which is Lex Luthor. And if this is their first showing for the DC, then what do we expect from all the other villains that we have? For example, your Joker, your Two-Face. Are they gonna really give what we want from, or what we expect from how these characters are supposed to be played out? And then my fear is the overpowered people that you've introduced into Marvel. So they're definitely they definitely have a lot of issues in their development with different characters, but I think the only way we can figure out who is gonna win or who's gonna be, and besides the numbers, the numbers. I mean, if you go just based on the numbers, that's one thing. But I guess my argument would be more towards who's gonna make the best quality of things. And
Well, we'll see what happens. My biggest thing is
yeah,
that I was really excited to see what comes next because
yeah,
on DC side they kind of have a tendency of not understanding who their characters are,
yeah,
and on Justice League or so they didn't know what to do with Batman, and it kind of seemed
yeah,
like he was just a side character. Even Ben Affleck's portrayal where uh, Flash was like, "What's your superpower?" "I'm very rich."
yeah,
It's like the biggest downplay of Batman, and so
yeah,
it's like they don't know how to play. They don't know their characters. They don't know what to
yeah,
do with them. Another thing that's sad with the Marvel side is that, hey, stop trying to destroy the world. Try to make it more ground level,
yeah,
um, pretty much Doctor Doom and such. It's like, hey, that's a cool ground level thing. That's awesome. Um, but they already have plans for Doomsday, so it's it's one of those things where, like, if we want more of the Ant-Man's, like, hey, show us more of that and such. But I could see how they're kind of like losing their way in that, and we want them to just do kind of like ground level stuff, like
yeah,
the Daredevil and things like that. So when we saw with James Gunn, when I saw his stuff, I saw that they didn't learn their lesson and they're continuing to mismanage characters. And then I saw that I mean, with Marvel right now, they don't know what, like, it's like too many things have changed. Like I think Far From Home changed like so many times, and then we had uh I think the when we noticed the drop was with how Doctor Strange was managed. Like it was promised to be a first horror Marvel horror,
yeah.
and it didn't end up that way. And
Which would
so
have been amazing.
yeah, and they promised us an R, and it wasn't. So it was just a lot of like, all right, you promised us that it would be different, and you didn't.
Yeah,
The other guy's like, oh yeah, I promise I'll take care of your characters, and you kind of gave us Guardians of the Galaxy. So,
yeah.
uh,
So I guess it is gonna be a little difficult to see I mean, we're just gonna have to wait to see how it plays out. But as far as from what you know, I guess we could break it down into three different things. Uh, the movies that are gonna be coming out, the games that are gonna be coming out, and the TV shows that are coming out. And I guess we can, if you want to, maybe we could get into a little prediction of who do you think might end up on top here. And set aside the numbers, you never know. The numbers could, some movies could have outliers where a movie cannot be that good, but it makes a lot of money, and a movie that's probably really good makes not enough money. So, setting the numbers aside and just looking at what we know is coming out and things that are in the future for Marvel and DC, and starting with the movies, is there what of the two, the DC and the Marvel, are you most excited for?
I'll answer your question with another question for everybody to answer, right?
Nice.
What are you most excited for?
Oh,
Supergirl or
nice. My question.
Spider-Man? Yeah.
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 Okay, so yeah, those are
I would look
yeah.
at you sideways if you say, "Oh yeah, man, Supergirl all the way." You don't want to see Spider-Man?
All right, that's very fair. So I mean, if we go movie to movie, movie by movie, I mean, I don't think. Well, that's a little unfair. I mean, that would be
No,
like,
because
oh,
look, this is
because
what Marvel
that
did.
is one of Marvel's biggest superheroes.
Marvel had
Uh,
a vision, like, hey, we're gonna do
yeah,
Iron Man, then we're gonna do Captain
yeah,
America, then we're gonna do Thor, and then we're gonna do like the Avengers, and that's how like, all right, and then we're gonna show you how these characters are. The thing is that with DC they rushed it. They're like, hey, let's hurry up and do this. Uh,
yeah,
uh, Pretty much the same thing happened with Universal with their MonsterVerse. Like, hey, let's hurry up and do this. Kind of like set up a world real fast, and there were
yeah.
more.
So you don't like that that tactic of let's just introduce everything already. Let's already just a world. There's already superheroes. Pretty much your Superman.
So with using James Gunn's own words, right? Superman isn't well known. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Why are you doing Supergirl then? Isn't she even more unknown? Like, it's you saying Supergirl is more popular than Superman? Like, I'm just very confused. Also, I mean,
Well,
the Patterson
yeah.
movies are coming out. People are loving this, like, fresh take. Hey, these aren't gonna be like the villains that you see them. They're gonna be a little bit more twisted, more
Hmm.
like messed up because of the world, and this world is gonna be a little bit more dark, and it's not gonna
Yeah.
be grounded like Nolan. It's gonna be more like Seven. It's gonna be like scary themes here, serious themes, and that's fun. But then you see the bright and colorful world that James Gunn is doing, and even he is like, oh, Superman isn't that popular. It's like, okay, but you started with Superman, so it tells me that you don't even have faith with your own characters.
So it seems you're very skeptical of the
Yeah,
DC. So
it didn't make me
yeah,
feel confident, and
yeah.
so
Well, then we'll put it this way. How about you be the Marvel guy, I'll be the DC guy, and
well
what we'll do is,
before
by
last
extension of James Gunn,
yeah
and by extension of the guy who's in charge of Marvel, Kevin Feige, I'll be James Gunn's lawyers, and you will be Kevin Feige's lawyers.
okay.
And we'll do it like that. So we'll see who wins this war so far. But now let me in my rebuttal, Your Honor, if I can, and if I can, I would say James Gunn is probably looking. I think he has the talent of making characters that aren't very known, and making a really good story behind them, and diving deep into what makes this character special. And I think one of my best arguments to represent in my case, Yana, is with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and how not a lot of people knew what the Guardians of the Galaxy were. And he did have a movie. The first movie just introduced all four of them all at once, and it was also introducing a world, a completely different world with the Guardians of the Galaxy and all the characters, and just a very colorful world. And and I think if you ask people, they would probably argue Guardians of the Galaxy is some of the best movies that Marvel has right now. And especially the trilogy, there's no bad movie between the three. And so I that being said, I don't think he believes when he said that Superman isn't that well known. And if he did say that, he's a liar. Because, I mean, he's one of the most known. Oh,
You're
no
not
wonder I couldn't bring you
doing a
back.
good job lowering for you
So,
dude. But this is if I
yeah,
was Kevin Feige talking
yeah,
to James Gunn, I would tell
yeah.
him, hey, what makes your Superman worth a watch versus the Injustice movie that they had kind of planned? Because that's what they were
He,
planning, that they were gonna do like a bad Superman,
okay.
and they
Yeah,
were also gonna try to go back in time. That's why Barry was like, "Hey, Lois, she's the key to it all," because he's actually trying to go back in time to tell him like, "Hey, Superman is gonna be bad."
yeah.
And the thing is that it was kind of uh, kind of told that the Flash doing that ripped him in half. Like he died being able to do that to try to see if he can
Mm,
change a little bit. And so the story that they were cooking was pretty great. And so if you are trying to tell me, hey, this is a better deal, I haven't seen it yet. That's what I'm trying to say.
well, I would say I would argue you on behalf of my client, Mr. Gunn. I would say that I would say whatever they were planning before with DC obviously wasn't working, and I did see a YouTube short which really puts your perspective of the different directors' approaches in using these characters, where he had the he had Henry Cavill Superman doing different scenes in comparison with the new Superman.
Yeah.
And what he was showing is, he was like, look at this Superman, you know, all he's focused on is ore farming. And then they will show him, like, instead of stopping a gas trucker or gas truck coming his way, instead of like stopping it and potentially stopping it from hitting the building, he just flew right over it, looking very majestic, and then let the gas tanker crashed into the building and caused all the damage. And he had a bunch of clips that were representing, like, yo, this guy, this director, you can see how he's only focused on making Superman look good, making it look good, and making the movie have good scenes. Like, essentially, like, this guy's just aura farming. He's looking good in his weather. He's not really focused on the story behind it. And one of the biggest as examples also is, instead of him explaining immediately to Batman, hey, you know, what's your mother's name? You know, guess what? My mom's name's the same name. And instead they went through the whole fight with each other. So it was just one of those examples where it's like they're not focused so much on the story behind it. It's more so they're focused on how it looks while they tell the story. So, and I think it's the opposite with James Gunn. I think he's more focused on, let me make this story look as good as possible, or let me have the best story possible. If the story doesn't look good, I'm not making a movie. So he's more focused on the story version of it, and then making every part of every scene kind of talk more or explain more into what the story he is
Yeah.
trying to portray. So he's trying to portray Superman as a loving human, He's an alien, but he's not just an alien. He's much human as any human out there, and he will save no matter what it is. And you see it, and the way he saved the squirrel. Who saves a squirrel?
Yeah.
People ran over squirrels. They
Well,
hate them,
they
Steven.
hate them,
They
Steven,
hate
yeah.
them.
But
So
let
yeah,
me
that's my argument on with what you're saying. It's like, why did this not work when how the injustice didn't work out, and why they changed their vision and switch it up? I think it's just because the old vision wasn't really focused on let's focus on the story. It's more focused on let's just make it look good, and people didn't like it.
well, I will
Even though you have
I will agree with you. It was style over substance for sure, for sure.
yeah
But
yeah
talking about vision, I'm going to say, if you see Age of Ultron, you do see the same level of love that Vision had for life. To the point
yeah
where he had Ultron say, "You're unbearably naive," and all that stuff.
yeah
And Ultron's like, and Vision was like, "I was born yesterday," and he was talking about his humanity and how he's like,
yeah
there's grace in their failures, and you saw there was a lot of love and a lot of patience and care, and he looked at things with such grace. And when he lifted up the hammer, he gave it to him as a form of like, hey,
yeah.
we gotta take care of this because he's against life, and I am for life. So how is it that the Marvel does a better job of Superman than what James Gunn did with Superman?
Well, I
In the
disagree.
worst
I
Marvel
would say
movie, the worst Avengers
Avengers movie. Yeah,
yeah,
I would
arguably,
say.
I like it, but people don't like it. So
Well, I would say if you make a movie based on just the Vision, it would be a very boring movie.
what?
I will. Oh
Did
yeah.
you see
Well,
WandaVision? That whole
but
existentialness of Theseus' ship. Who's the true Vision?
yeah,
I
I
am
think he's a
Vision.
really good. I think he's. I think Vision plays a really good role as a secondary role or as a subplot, and I think the reason why it played out so well with the way you explained it is because he wasn't the main focus in that movie, and they didn't really have to wrap a movie around this character. They figure out the best lines of dialogue, and let's figure out the best way we can introduce this guy, and then we'll just have him for the last showdown.
But you
So
say
you
that.
can
You say that
yeah,
though. But Superman
and the
wasn't
same
by
thing with
himself.
WandaVision.
He had Mr. Fantastic, or Terrific.
Yeah. Oh, but it was a
Yeah.
Superman movie, and
Yeah.
it was pretty much everything you said about the Vision, but made in a full movie. And well, you could definitely. I think you would find flaws no matter what character it is if you focus on an entire. Well, I guess I probably wouldn't take that back because I am a huge fan of Daredevil. And I don't think there's any real flaws in Daredevil. Although I did not really like the Born Again season 1 as much as I liked the first 3-4 seasons on the Netflix. Well, but that's a good example. So you have, I don't know if you liked the Born Again season.
I need to see it though. I haven't seen it. I
You
want
haven't
to see
seen
it
the
so
Born?
bad. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I've
Well,
been,
prepare to be disappointed by your new Marvel.
What?
Because they did not do, in my opinion, they didn't do that well of a job with Born Again. And it is, I think it's, well, the way, just a quick little side tangent of what Daredevil Born Again is and how it was made. They did have the scripts, they had a couple episodes made before the writer's strike, and this was also during the time when they were just whipping out things left and right. And then they had the writer's strike, they put a pause to it, and they weren't able to continue. Kevin Feige was already looking at, we need to make better quality, we need quality over quantity. They looked over the season, they looked over what they already had, and they scrapped most of it. They didn't have, and this is spoiler alert, they didn't have Karen Page, they didn't have Foggy Nelson, they didn't have any of those characters coming back. They were gonna just start completely from new. And Kevin Feige was like, no, we can't do this. This is not doing any justice for what the fans want. It's going to be really bad. We need to switch this up. And so they scrapped a lot of it, but they kept 3 seasons of it, or 3 episodes of it. And they kept a lot of the scenes, a lot of the style that they were looking at. But if you see it, it's a completely different style than the first 3 seasons that Netflix had. And just me personally, there was a couple things, specifically they do like this little, there's not I guess it's a spoiler, but they have, almost like when they transition from scene to scene, they have a little, I guess, like empty time. I don't know what you would call it, but it's just a scene of New York, and it's just a random scene of New York. There's just certain things that I was like, this doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel good. It's not. I don't want to like it. I don't like it. So I hope season 2 is good because they hired the old writers back and they're like, yo, fix this, make it better, make it good, and they fixed it. So
it sounds like you are joining my camp.
No, well, for Daredevil, I mean, there's a lot of things that I would want from Marvel to be good. I have a lot of faith that Marvel is gonna do their best to make things good. I just think they've already shot themselves in the foot making a lot of the overpowered characters out there. And I think one of the worst calls that they had was having Robert Downey Jr. come back as Doctor Doom instead of hiring a new guy, and I think that probably shot them in the foot. I think they were expecting Robert Downey Jr. to be the catapult of money that they were expecting. So,
well,
and the thing is, they already paid Robert Downey Jr., so they have to use him. But
for that in particular, I understand that part of it, but then again, we have, like, I would tell people that, hey, you don't know what they plan and such, and so
yeah,
Robert Downey Jr. isn't just Iron Man. Like, he's a lot of like, he's a crazy good actor, and we all seen Tropic Thunder. He did amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't he win something for it? Didn't he win an Oscar? I don't remember.
Well, a lot of people claim, like, yeah, he should have. I know that there was a little bit of controversy over it, but the people that were, I guess, the demographic of individuals that would be upset about it were not. And so, and they in fact love it. They feel like it was hilarious. So, dare I say,
yeah.
I mean, they showed him, they showed Robert Downey Jr. as, like, a blonde and such, and so,
As Australian, I think.
yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see this,
yeah.
version of
I definitely think it's interesting. Look, I want them to both be amazing. I would just say I have a lot more faith in DC than Marvel in terms of their movies. I do believe James Gunn when he says he's gonna make sure that every movie has its own theme, its own vibe, and it feels different. And I trust him when he says that. As far as Marvel goes, I guess your distrust that DC has with their villains, I share with Marvel's use of overpowered people. So I do think,
but that's
in terms of movies, yeah.
But I will say, just to kind of make you feel better about their overpowered people, they do such a good job on balancing things, like, by a lot. Why? Because if you see, like, the Sentry versus, the Thunderbolts or so, Like they were able to show like, hey, and especially like that good balance and such. So much so that
What balance, bro?
Captain America was
That a
over.
hug could stop him from being OP, man.
Well, that's
Nah, dude.
well, for a lot of people actually feel like that was true to form. Like, hey, this is who this character is supposed to be in a sense. Someone who
Yeah,
is kind of like not
has
okay and
issues. Yeah,
yeah. So the thing is that yeah, it is kind of true to form, and another thing that's kind of wild too is how Captain America was able to go toe to toe with Thanos. It shows you how it overpowered.
yeah,
Like no, they know how to balance their characters out. Even in the animated series of Justice League, like
yeah,
Batman had a toe to toe moment with Doomsday, and the thing is that
yep.
I haven't seen that live action, and I don't know if it's because the directors don't have uh, like the trust or don't have enough faith on their characters to show them that way, but Marvel
Yeah,
definitely has no problem doing that. So for me, that's why I have like faith with Marvel. It's like if anything, you're gonna depower the villain, but you're gonna still make him true to form. Okay, like for me with Thanos, I'm not gonna bash Thanos for not, um, you know, not being able to snap because Captain America, like, oh, he punched him in the face. Cool. So he still is villainous, but it just shows
yeah.
you, like, wow, okay, Captain America, he's a badass. Another thing was like, oh, Captain America with Ultron, why is he choking Ultron? But it just shows you how he was with the Shield. Oh, he was pretty good.
Yeah, yeah,
But they constantly underestimate Captain America to the point where Black Widow, First Avengers, was like, hey, you're gonna go against a tech genius with he's literally called the Invincible Iron Man versus a god, which is Thor. And Captain America's response is like, "Hey, I know a god, and he ain't dressed like that." And he jumps off with a parachute, and
yeah,
it holds his own and tells them to stop.
yeah.
That's Captain America. I have never seen Batman be able to do that. Only with Martha
Well,
and
in terms of the movies, because
Lois.
you are a bigger DC storyline than Marvel storyline fan, right?
Uh,
But in terms of live adaptations, you're or no,
yeah, in terms of live adaptations, the DC
Marvel.
doesn't have what I've seen that they do with their actual
Yeah,
like animated style stuff, which is wild,
yeah,
and that's sad because it just shows you that hey, guys don't know what you're doing. The animated people know what they're doing. Why don't you go ahead and do that? But then again, I can't really say
yeah,
that because Paul Dini also has made some pretty interesting stuff too. I think his name's Paul Dini, but he's the guy who made the Batman animated series that they regard him as like, hey, you did awesome with Batman. But then he did Batman and Harley Quinn, which wasn't really great. And then he made the Penguin into a girl because he's like, oh, Batman needs female villains, and there's female villains that Batman has. Like Poison Ivy's one, Harley Quinn's one. I think there was this girl in the animated series called like Silver Mane. She was like a older girl who knows how to fight and made him blind at one point and such. So, and then you also have Talia al Ghul. Like, there's so many female. What are you talking about? There's no female. What do you mean?
yeah.
What do you mean there's no female? Catwoman? What do you mean? What are you talking about?
So, alright.
What are you
So I
talking about
see it
with?
from your perspective. You got the movies. You're
Everybody's falling
aiming more
asleep. I don't
for
know what's going on with
Marvel.
DC. Everybody's falling asleep.
Yeah,
It's like I can't even trust the animated people anymore. What's going on?
yeah, yeah. They need to tighten it up. They
Yeah,
need to tighten it
that's
up.
all I'm saying. It's just like what are we doing here? You know?
Yeah, I guess
What's
that's
going on?
where what in lines more with my faith. They have
But then
no room
Marvel
for
is
error.
doing silly stuff
Everything has
too,
to be good.
with
Yeah,
like
man.
Ironheart. Like, what the heck? What are you doing? What are you doing, Hell?
They
You
Ironheart,
making me you making a
Secret
villain?
Invasion. There's
Like,
a lot of bad stuff.
what
A
do you
lot of bad stuff.
what do you? Oh yeah, Secret
Uh,
Invasion. Like, what was that?
Secret Invasion was really bad.
But that's what I would
Their
say.
shining light is Spider-Man,
Yeah,
but
and then
you
Spider-Man's gonna
can't go
save the
wrong with
day
Spider-Man.
again.
Yeah, Spider-Man, and then they're going back to ground level. So
Yeah,
I I guess more I'm open for new DC. I I have DC winning in the movies.
I
We have
would
Marvel winning in the movies.
I would 100% have made oops. I would 100% have made Supergirl into a show. So it's like, hey, if you really want to see more, here's a show, and then you can make it a
Okay.
huge thing, but not a
Yeah.
movie. Like, hey,
Well,
kind of build up your
yeah.
world. Show me, like, Batman. Show me your Green Arrow. Show me, like, build
Yeah.
up your team. Is that what you're doing, or are you just telling me a story? Okay, so you're more a director than Feige, which is like, hey, this is a story here. Because you gotta see that Feige did do Endgame down, which was, I mean, those so many hits and misses, you know? So,
Yeah. And then in the TV shows, you got there's not a lot right now that's been announced. I mean, there's a lot of I well, we can't really focus on things that are being announced. They announce things all the time and then they cancel things all the time, but
yeah.
just the closest thing, the only thing we got right now that's confirmed and also coming out is Peacekeeper, which does come out this Friday, the season 2. If you haven't seen the first season, it's really good and it's really fun. I think that's going to tell us specifically what is going to be the future of DC in terms of what's canon. I'm excited to see what they accept as a callback and what they accept as being canon. I'm excited to see Blue Beetle. I hope he mentions Blue Beetle. If he mentions Blue Beetle, we know he's in there more so for the character and just my enjoyment of that film.
Yeah.
Thought it was really fun. But we'll see. Peacekeeper season 1 was really fun, and season 2 is coming out. As far as Marvel goes, we do have the Marvel Zombies animated. We also had the Eyes of Wakanda that came out a couple episodes. I don't know if they finalized it. I did not enjoy it at all. I was turned away as soon as I saw a little bit of the what's it called? A little bit of the animation that they use. Their style, I'm not a fan of at all. I did not like it. I did not enjoy it. So, in terms of TV shows, I guess I'm just a huge DC guy because I also have DC winning it on the show department. The only way is if Daredevil Born Again season 2 is really, really good and brings back that fire, that fuego from the original season, the first 3 seasons of Netflix Daredevil, and maybe they get they got it. But as far as that, the only thing that I see Marvel really has going for them is, besides the huge lineup of people that they have for the Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, besides that huge cast that they have, Daredevil to me is their only shining light, and Spider-Man. Other than that, I don't know, think so, my friend. But
Well, it
I
is
do
something.
say, mm-hmm.
It is something to say. Is that if you also talk about games too, like Marvel has
Yeah, which was my next
the
thing. Yep.
Spider-Man, has the Wolverine, but
Yeah,
then
they got a couple good things.
yeah,
They got Marvel Fighters coming out. It looks like a Marvel versus Capcom, but just Marvel characters type of game. That one looks fun. Marvel Rivals has kicking butt. DC hasn't really given us anything lately.
Yeah, there's also a Captain America game coming out where they showed you a little cutscene of Captain America in like World War II times, and then he meets a Black Panther, and it's kind of
Oh
reference that it's
yeah, I
like,
saw that.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that
and that
looks fun.
that looks really cool. So
Yeah,
there's a lot of things cooking, and the thing is
yeah,
that DC is making a lot of not so great stuff. Like for example,
yeah.
a big miss was that the people who made Spider-Man, the Miles Morales Spider-Man stuff, they wanted to do a Batman Beyond, and everybody's like, yes, let's see that, and
Yep.
no, and then the company who was making the video games is like, hey, let's do a Batman Beyond game after Arkham Knight. They're like, no, we want you to do a live action because trends. And so it's just so many misses, even in a corporation standpoint. So I hope that they really do have their ducks in a row completely. Um,
Nice.
and so, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I will say I do have Marvel winning the war, in the games department. I do have a lot more faith in Marvel when it comes to the games, just because of the games that have come out already so far. And what I mean is from 2025 and the future. I do see. I know there's that Lego Batman game, but I don't know if you would consider that to be a DC type of game because that's Lego. So I don't know. That's a little gray area where I don't know where I would consider those two that to fall into. But I think Marvel definitely is going to control the gaming in terms of DC versus Marvel. But a shining light, another one is we do have outside of this war, we do have a collaboration with DC versus Marvel, so that's exciting. So either they play full on, and every time you drop something, I'm gonna drop something, and I'm gonna make it better,
Yeah.
or we decide to just shake hands and let's find let's have some truce and let's be some partners. I did see an interview and people talking about how James Gunn is open to the idea because anything is possible to a collaboration with DC with Marvel. So who knows? They could put out the smoke, wave the white flag, and say, "Hey, man, let's just be friends." But there are some confirmed things going on right now. We do have, more specifically, into the comic book. Now we're not into the comic books necessarily in the show, but who knows? We might bring it out one day. But we do have a couple DC and Marvel comics coming out, and I want to get your opinion on it real quick before we close out the show. So for our final thoughts, just gonna give you a rundown of a couple of these characters that are gonna be collaborating, and I want to see who do you are most excited for. I have a list right now of 6 characters. We got Deadpool with Batman doing the collab comic book. We have Daredevil with Green Lantern doing the collab. We have Landshark and Crypto doing the collab. We have Captain America with Wonder Woman. I think that would be a good idea. We have Rocket Raccoon also with Green Lantern, and then we have Wolverine as Old Man Logan with Batman. So those also seem pretty exciting. All comic books, not out at the same time, but they'll be coming out
Nice.
soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do like the old
Those,
Logan with Batman. That'd be pretty cool to
yeah.
see those two together. But man, it would be actually really fun to see Daredevil with either Oliver or McQueen, because they both have like a
Oh yeah, they
vigilante
also have
appearance.
the Green
Uh,
Lantern. Yep.
or a Batman with Daredevil. That would be fun to have like that little bit of uh, a talk where they're like, "Hey, I have the devil inside me," but it seems like you also have it inside you too, and that kind of
Yeah.
conversation. But with Green Lantern, that's a little interesting because
I
you're
think I wrote that wrong. I think it's Daredevil with Green Arrow.
oh Green
Yeah, let me.
Green Arrow. Okay, So with
Let me double check with you.
yeah, because I mean, it would be interesting to see him with Green Lantern, because you're talking about the man without fear, and he would go perfectly against anybody the Sinestro Corps. So which would be pretty awesome to see too. So um, but then again, you're kind of crossing over a power too. It's like, hey, this guy has more willpower than this guy. Then oh, green.
Oh, it is Daredevil and Green Lantern. I wrote that wrong. So it'd be Rocket Raccoon with Green Lantern, and then it would be Daredevil with the Green Arrow.
Oh, okay. Well, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because the thing is, depending on how they play Oliver, but Oliver is supposed to be a fun, witty character, and then Daredevil is kind of serious. So it'd be fun to see that little bit of banter back and forth, because Oliver, I think, meshes really well with, and we actually I haven't seen these two people collaborate, but with um, Nightwing. So it would be interesting to see how that kind of goes with one another, because he's just a fun-loving guy who's like, hey, I'm just happy to be here. Like, oh, kind of fun-loving from what I've seen in all his iterations, except for the show. But we'll see.
Yeah. Very exciting stuff. Hopefully this probably I'd rather see them as friends, these companies, and because that definitely opens up the door for these collaborations in the big screen. Any DC with Marvel collaboration will definitely rake in billions of dollars.
Oh yeah.
But
What's crazy is that canonically, Green Arrow killed somebody once, and he was let go of the Justice League, and his redemption had to be huge. So if you kind of put that with Daredevil on the road
oh
of
damn,
redemption, that would be wild. And then you can probably
oh
cross over
well,
the Punisher, who's like, oh, I'm going after Green Arrow. It's like, no. And
yeah,
then it's like fighting over the soul of this character who is like, no, I do deserve death, because that's how Green Arrow was. It's like, no, I don't deserve to be free. Like, I deserve to rot for what I did. And he felt so bad and guilty, and so to kind of see how, Daredevil's trying to save his soul. It's like, no, you are worthy of that. Like, you're discounting all the good that you've done. And the Punisher's like, no, he's mine. So it'd be pretty cool to see that.
yeah. Hmm? Good ideas, man.
Good
Ideas,
ideas. And the
Evan.
idea, man. Just the ideas. Forget about it. Just the ideas. But yeah,
Well, there you go, guys. That is the show.
that is the show. So we are those bros. Das
Those bros,
bros.
das bros,
Those bros.
those bros.
Yeah.
Now we on every Wednesday. You can follow us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. We're all over the place, and eventually we'll be too big that you won't be able to miss us. But we are gonna be your guys' outlet for some news, for information, and also for some big time movie times. Meaning we'll get you guys some reviews. And stay tuned. We might have a little bonus show this Friday. We're looking into playing Mafia, the old country, and we're excited for it. Probably bring you guys our first official review on the new game. So stay tuned. We'll pop up on Friday, and then for those who can't reach it, there will be a short form of the video on YouTube, so you could see just our breakdown of the game and a little bit of our thoughts on it. But stay tuned, and hopefully this would open up the doors for newer and bigger and better things. But we are just developing. Stay tuned. You know, our friends and followers that are out there, our bros. Everybody's a bro, and you are in the beginning stages of something that's gonna be a lot bigger and better. And we're getting better for you guys, the bros, the other bros on the other side,
Yeah, all the bros.
all the bros.
All the bros. Across the seas. Over the mountains. Through the woods.
Into the stars.
The other big bro we go. But yeah. So this is us signing out.
Oh no.